The Ancients World. Summary. The year is 2236 and the deep dive virtual reality massive multiplayer online role-playing game Ancients World is the most advanced game of its type ever created. Now that DDVR technology has reached the stage of commercial consumers, everyone is addicted to the games available. A person who spent 5 years in the game has been reincarnated in his younger self as a request from a world item the game provided. Not everything is known about Ancients World since he only spent 5 years playing, so things will change this time around. Many people don't really know what the game really provides till everyone with an internet connection is playing. It is the only way to survive in the coming years because of how special the world is. T.A.W is a young man who is almost 20 and he is the one that found the world item that granted him one wish, something that saved his life in a last chance effort. He chose to go back into the past so he can get everything he needs for his family. He doesn't want them to be dirt poor like they once were, and this is his way to secure that it never happens again. Chapter 1, Prologue. I can't believe it actually worked. I really am back from the future just like I wished for. I can't believe that a world item had so much power. I look around my bedroom and I can see my old stuff before everything went to crap. I can also see my state-of-the-art DDVR equipment. I look at the calendar and see the date, December 6, 2236. That means it is exactly 48 hours before the launch of the Ancients World. I can change the future just like I wanted, which means they are here too. I run downstairs and I go into the living room and my entire family is here. The ones that sacrificed so much for my siblings and I. My mom is cooking dinner as dad is watching TV with my older sister. So you guys really are here, I whisper to myself under my breath. I hear small footsteps run behind me and my little brother is also here. He looks up at me with a smile. I have always been his role model since I was his only brother. I could never find a role model in my sister. She had problems of her own, but I still loved her very much. What are you so happy about, brother? My little brother Marcus doesn't know what happened. Only I am the one who knows of what will happen. I have everything prepared in my head. Brother, you there? I haven't said a word yet, and that wasn't the type of person I was back then. I take a breath and bent down to talk to him. He is still very young. I remember his attitude was more severe than this after he grew up, now that I think about it. He really changed after it happened. I'm fine, Marcus, just going through my thoughts. I stick out my fist and we fist bump. This is the thing we used to do when we were kids. He runs to the couch and sits next to Haley. She is so beautiful. The drugs really messed her up after she met that toxic man. I look at the TV and they are talking about the Ancients World and how great it is. If only they knew the real truth. I walk in the kitchen and look at my mom, who is still young looking and doesn't have a single gray hair on her head. Hey mom! I can't stop myself from getting choked up. She doesn't turn to me as she is in the zone. I just take this time to enjoy that she is here with us and not gone. My question finally gets through to her and she turns around with a smile. Hey sweetie, do you need anything? Even when she is doing all the work, she still wants to ask if I need anything. I silently nod my head no at her and she gives me a worried look. Are you feeling all right, Sarah? You don't look so good. I don't feel good. It is hard to wrap your head around the fact that you traveled back in time from your horrible future. I just wrap her in a hug that I couldn't stop myself from happening. Thanks, Mom. She puts the spatula on the counter and hugs me back. I didn't know how much I needed to do this. I never got a chance to before she was gone, and I never did it enough back then, or should I say now. Do you need me to help with the cooking? I ask her as I pull away and look at her. She is much shorter than I am. She takes a hard look at my face to see if I was really all right. She goes into mother mode and puts her hand on my forehead. You don't feel hot? Go bother your dad. Food will be ready soon. She shoos me off with a smile, knowing I am not sick. I took them for granted back then. I won't make that mistake again. I listen to my mother with no complaints and turn to go talk to my father. I can feel my mom drilling holes into the back of my head. I walk up behind the couch and see that he is reading his favorite magazine now. So Sarah, did you get a lot of work done today? I had a decent paying job at this time in my life. My sister turns her head and gives her trademark mess with you smile. We all know he just edits and revises stories online. If you ask me, he should get a real job. I can't help smiling at her words. You could tell that she was the firstborn with her words. I paid for my equipment with that job, so I don't see why it's so bad. Dad folds up his paper and gently whacks the top her head. At least he has a job, Haley. When are you going to get off your ass and contribute to this house? The economy isn't good right now, and kids usually get jobs to help pay for bills nowadays. Only the wealthy beyond reason have nothing to worry about. She lightly smacks Dad's shoulder and she turns back to the TV. Maybe I can be an actress and we will never have to work a day in our lives again. You don't know. She says in an attitude of a child. She was the one that always got out of trouble with Dad. Mom made up for it a lot. Pretty soon there will be friction between the two of them. I never gave my parents problems growing up. That is probably why Mom and Dad don't bother me about my future. I learned from the mistakes my sister made and have been better for it. If I know you like I think I know you, then there is no way that you have the self-confidence to be an actress. You'd be better off in labor. She looks at me in fury. She takes longer than she normally does for a comeback. Well, what do you know? After all that time, that is the best she can do. I chuckle and walk past them and sit in my favorite chair. We are watching the TV as a reporter does their take at Jericho and Xander Inc. This is the company that created the Ancients world. The head of development had this to say: everyone should expect the next change to our world to be through Ancients world. This is just one of the many incredible claims that come from JNX Incorporated. Nobody knows how right those words will turn out to be. I can smell that the food is now done and I haven't had Mom's cooking in years. I hear her setting the plates and silverware. I look back at the kitchen and she is still watching me. I worried her more than I thought. Dinner's ready. Let's all sit down and eat. Everyone gets up and heads to the dining table. Nobody disobeys Mom when she gives an order. All of us would starve to death without her. We say a prayer and start eating. Haley looks like she doesn't like the food. It is really good though. She has always been picky. You better eat your dinner, dear. I won't drive you to the mall tomorrow morning. Not many people get what we get. Mom doesn't know how right that statement will be. Eventually we will lose even this. The day my siblings and I were supposed to get kicked out was the same day I made my wish. I have the information of that world in spades, and the first thing I am doing is securing the best divine class. The rankings in the Ancients world went in junk, common, uncommon, rare, very rare, epic, legacy, legendary, and the highest is divine. In my future, the best player in the world was a divine class player, the same class I am taking for myself. Legacy and up are one-of-a-kind items or quests. The original owner left the instructions on how to unlock it in the forums. The name of the divine class is called the Son of Archangel Michael. The lore of the class is you are the son of a human female and the Archangel Michael. Blue Chaos, the original owner, left everything for others to read after he completed the class quest. I am going straight for it when I log in. You get it in the beginner city where nobody bothered to go or spend time there. When Blue Chaos found the quest, it was already 2 years into the game. Now it's going to be mine. The legacy and higher gears and weapons are special in that they level up with you. I know where most of the greatest ones are, however I won't have access to those areas till a month or 2 into the game. The leveling system and AI is unforgiving in the Ancients world. The painful thing about my divine class is that mine will take twice as much experience to level up. The hardest part to deal with about the divine class, the son of Archangel Michael, is that it attracts the attention of powerful NPCs, both good and bad. Each class above legacy is unique and special, especially the son of Archangel Michael. I will have to be careful of not just players, but also NPCs. Guilds are also another problem. There are corporations that make livings off games like these with famous names in them. They will learn that owning and operating a guild in the Ancients world is very difficult and expensive, not because of players, but in the exact opposite with NPCs. They are like humans with independent thoughts and objectives. Kingdoms and towns will not let you build a guild just because you want to. It is one of the most difficult things to do in the Ancients world. With the higher tier of an NPC, the more important they are to the world and lore of Ancients world. There is a hide your stats feature, but that only works on other players. If an NPC is strong enough, they can view your information in their own way. Now all I have to do is wait till the game releases in 2 days. I already have it pre-downloaded, and when it launches all I have to do is start on my journey to secure the future I want for my family. The greatest thing about the Ancients world is how solo-friendly it is. You can be just as successful without a guild as you can with one. The last thing about my divine class is that it's not allowed to join guilds since the class is too powerful. This is a benefit for me, but to others it is a bane. Legacy and Legendary have their own rules, but they are their own type of problem in of itself. Only 0.0001% of the population will ever get a Legacy or higher class, at least in the 5 years that I played. I know this world like the back of my hand. Nobody found out what the max level or tier was. 5 years isn't enough time to explore Ancients world. The world has a strange property that I will explain another time. There is no way that all of its secrets can be known too. I can't help being excited. This is the world I used to escape the horrible one I live in. Now it's just the waiting game. Chapter 2, Opening Day of the Ancient World. The 2 days have passed very slowly, and I can say that my mind was in a state of torture going through all the possibilities of what could go wrong. In about 10 minutes the game will go live and the single server will be opened, billions will join. I don't waste any more time and I boot up Ancients world. Everyone has to wait in the stasis area while the developers make final adjustments and fine-tuning. Now I can right all the wrongs that I made. Nothing will take my family away again. In a few more minutes everyone will be logging on for the first time. Now is the time to make a name to pass the final minutes faster. I think about old names I used in past DDVRs I played growing up and all of them were pretty bad. I can't think of any good ones, and the only thing that goes through my head are how many people I might run into in the crowded streets of the beginner city. There are plenty of starter cities and you actually get to pick the one you want to start in. The city with my divine class quest is called Blue Grass City. It doesn't actually have blue grass. The town was named after a healing herb that saved it from a plague outbreak in the beginning of the city's history. It is relatively big. A lot of people will be playing on day 1 and I can't help wondering where the best of the best in the future will spawn. Nobody from the leaderboards started in Blue Grass City except for Blue Chaos. He joined the game 2 years after everyone else. This is how he found the quest. The counter is in its last 25 seconds and I have a name that will match my character in game. My username will be Slayer, since most of what we do in the game will be monster killing. After the starter cities you can explore the world. Some places will be locked off till you reach a higher level. I confirmed my name and a light enters the stasis area. I am transported to the city of Blue Grass as many others appear alongside me. There won't be as many people who spawned here compared to the cities close to the capitals, but nobody has a better opportunity than me in this world. System announcement: Welcome to the Ancients world. Here your imagination is your limit. Everyone will get a 2x experience bonus in their inventory to use at any time only once for 12 hours. Don't forget to visit the class vendors and pick one up. The system rang throughout the world as everyone cheered in happiness. Everything here can feel like the real world. Combat and skills require more than just a thought. You need to practice them as well. I immediately head for my primary goal. While everyone is at the common vendors picking out classes, I will be heading to a unique NPC in the Poverty District. After 30 minutes of walking I make it to my destination in the Poverty District. There isn't a player in sight and poor people line the streets. There are some guards patrolling here and there. Players don't know that these aren't regular NPCs. They will learn that bit of information after getting thrown in jail a few times for pissing off certain ones. I look down a longer road that leads to an orphanage. The post that Blue Chaos wrote said the lady in charge will be the divine quest giver. You won't know it's a divine quest at first, only after you complete it. I approach the orphanage and I hear sounds of a struggle inside. This must be the scripted event. I push open the door, unsheathing my common iron sword and getting in my stance that I ingrained in my head and body after years of fighting and dying. There are 2 NPCs marked as thugs. I quickly begin attacking with normal attacks instead of using the beginner skill slash. I don't need it in this situation. Thug LVL.1. 50/50ths HP. -25. -30. +10 EXP. After hitting 2 strikes, the first one dies in an explosion of pixels. You stupid boy! You will die for that. The other thug releases the woman and attacks me. I use the normal moves I usually do for weaker opponents like this. I didn't use any stamina to dodge, so I can attack now that the stamina I used to attack has. I instantly use another normal attack at the vital point on the neck. Thug LVL.1. 50/50ths HP. Critical. -101. +20 EXP. He falls dead to the ground and I look around to make sure all the kids are alright. I look at the lady and she is very beautiful. I can see why the lore said Michael fell for her. Thank you, young man. I don't know how much more they would have taken no for an answer. I nod at her and help her pick up the things that fell over in the room from the struggle. These are thinking people here. You should do things like this to show you are caring and humane. After I help her pick the things up, I can see that she is very sad. I don't even know her name, so I might as well ask. What's your name, miss? She looks at me with slightly wide eyes. She laughs out loud for a few seconds and wipes a stray tear from her eye. How rude of me. My name is Amelia Zirn. I run this orphanage. She looks towards the kids that have calmed down now. I can finally ask her if she needs any help. I take a breath and think of my question. How you ask NPCs is also very important in this new game. Is there anything I can help you with, Amelia? I'm sure I can be of some help. She looks at me with solemn eyes, thinking it over. She doesn't even know me, so I might be denied to start this out. Suddenly a junk quest pops up in my player interface and Amelia starts to speak. A very precious necklace was taken from me. It holds a magic power that will glow brightly when I am reunited with my son. A very powerful man took him away and gave him to another for both of our protection. I want my necklace back. She finished explaining what the necklace is to her. This is going just like the forum said it would. System mission: retrieve Amelia's necklace from the thug's leader and bring it back to her. Rewards: Amelia's appreciation, title, Helper of the Week, 3000 experience. I read the text and immediately accepted. The system doesn't tell you that there is a hidden reward. I'll go get your necklace for you. Where is the leader of the thugs that were just in here? She smiles at my willingness to help her. She tells me they dwell under the pub called Cracked Plate. The owner is a very powerful level 5 thug. His name is Joshua the Cross. I make my way out of the poor district and head to the pub just like the quest says. After a few hours of following the path and asking around, I finally find it. The forum said that it would be closed during the time of the quest. Which is 100% true. I don't have any sneak skills, so that means I'll have to cut my way through the enemies if there are any that detect me. The forum never went into detail about that. I push open the door when nobody is looking and enter quietly. There are no hostiles in the main area, but I can see a light coming from a room in the back with muffled voices. I approach the door and listen closely. Joshua isn't happy about Amelia not giving him what he wants. It is only a matter of time till he takes her. The one speaking laughs in a vile manner at the suggestion he is giving. I would kill these men regardless of the quest or not. I notice a staircase leading downstairs and I hear loud snoring. The forum said that you could get a super critical if you catch Joshua while he is sleeping. This is a chance of avoiding a tough fight and wasting unnecessary time. I quietly make my way down the steps and open the door to his room. System check. You have to pick a number between 1 and 100, and if you are within 10 you pass stealth check. Hint: less than 50. Note: no stealth check if you have sneak skill. Talk about an inconvenience. I wonder how Blue Chaos even completed this. I think quickly on my feet. Blue Chaos said this was the only skill check in this area and he picked the number 33. This is my best guess if history is going to repeat itself. I think of the number and I get a response. System check: you have met the correct parameters. Sneak check passed. I slowly and quietly walk up to the bed and line my blade up at his neck. The only way you can get a super critical is if you get a target that doesn't know you are there or they are asleep. This is why assassins are integral to the politics inside Ancient's world. You could make a living working for a kingdom or a noble. I ready my slash skill and attack instantly. Joshua the Cross LVL.5. 200/200 HP. Super critical. -300. Plus 220 EXP. Plus 50/EXP. Joshua dies without making a sound and his head rolls on the ground before disappearing. He dropped some good items too. Silver Sword LVL REQ 10. Quality: uncommon. Damage: 500. Durability 250/250. This will come in handy. Silver swords are weaker in durability, but they are great against monster-type enemies. I can also see a necklace labeled as junk. Amelia's Special Necklace LVL REQ 0. Quality: junk. Description: an ornamental piece with some magical power. Durability: NA. I hear a ping from the system notifying me that I have the quest item and I need to return to Amelia. I sneak my way back upstairs and silently pass the door that has some thugs in it. I quietly exit the pub and make my way to Amelia's orphanage. I have followed exactly what Blue Chaos wrote in his forum. I am so close to the main thing I need to succeed in this world, and nobody even knows that the worst thing you can do is get classes from vendors. You can only change classes 3 times, and that is only with classes epic or lower. Once I get my divine class I won't be able to change to another and I won't be allowed to join guilds. I feel sorry for all the new player, but in about a week everyone will find out the truth of this matter. Slayer LVL.1. EXP, 250/3000. Stats: Strength, 55. Endurance, 55. Dexterity, 60. Speed, 55. Focus, 55. Skills/perks. /LVL.150/100. Chapter 3, The Divine Class. I approach the door to the orphanage and knock on it. Amelia answers it with a nice smile and proceeds to welcome me in. I didn't think you would be so fast. Joshua is a very vile man with no morals. How did you kill him? She clearly understood the threat of someone like Joshua breathing down her neck in the worst way possible. I walk through the door and she brings me to the table. I take out the necklace and place it on the table as she stares at it. I snuck in and cut off his head and snuck back out. It was pretty easy considering that nobody was protecting him seriously. They might not even know he is dead yet. She looks impressed by my words. She reaches out and grabs the necklace. As soon as she has it in her palms it started to glow with an intense light. She looks absolutely shocked and stares at me with scared and confused eyes. I give my best surprised look as well, but I know everything is going just like the forum said it would. Amelia brings the necklace closer to me and it shines brighter. I can't believe it. She looks at me filled with a lot of emotion, most of it happiness. The rest is fear and shame by the looks of it. I look at the necklace and a system prompt comes up. System, you have completed your mission. Rewards: plus 3000 experience. Title, Helper of the Week. You have leveled up. Hidden reward activating. System, do you accept the divine class? the son of Archangel Michael? Y/N. You have 10 seconds to decide. 10.9.8. I quickly accept the class and the divine light from the necklace flows into me with an intense heat. After the light fades and my vision clears, I get many system notices. Your relationship with Amelia is max. You are now treasured by her. New title, the son of Archangel Michael. This is a passive title. It can only be viewed by powerful NPCs or by you letting players see it. Plus 10,000 reputation with all light-aligned churches and kingdoms. You are a valued friend to the church's top powers if you reveal yourself or you're found out. The church will help you keep your identity hidden when or if you're revealed. Minus 10,000 reputation with the hidden church of the Dark Ones. You will be targeted by evil-aligned NPCs and players if your identity is revealed. You will be hunted to the ends of time and space if the evil church finds out about who you really are. Exclusive skills/perks added. Inheritor of the Sword, passive. Description: your talent with the sword is unrivaled due to being half angel and Michael's son. 2x skill experience in mastering sword-related skills. Son of Heaven, passive. Description: you are granted the highest life rating a player can get. Plus 45 to all stats as a one-time bonus and double points every level up, however it will take twice as much experience to level up. Heaven's Light, active. Description: imbue your sword with your mighty angelic power. 250% to 350% damage for the next 10 minutes. Cannot be interrupted. Cannot be blocked. Adds 50% every 10 levels. Cost 400 mana to cast. 12-minute cooldown. Protected by Heaven, active. Description: the mightiest forces of heaven are watching you. You can activate your angelic power to protect you from all damage types and grant you immunity from any damage for 10 minutes. Cannot be interrupted. Cost 800 mana to cast. 12-hour cooldown. I can't help my shock at these skills. I understand why Blue Chaos shot to the top of the leaderboards in a little over a year. With every tier upgrade I unlock at least one new passive or active skill. Before I can finish thinking about my new power, Amelia hugs the life out of me. I can't believe I get to meet my son after such a long time. If I knew it was you I wouldn't have sent you to deal with Joshua. Even if she is an NPC you can't blame her, this world is as real to them as mine is to me. I hug her back as she releases tears. Now here comes something I can't control. Worldwide system announcement: a player has discovered and received the divine class, the son of Archangel Michael. This class is one of a kind and is now unavailable to the rest of the players. This player's life rating is now higher than everyone else's forever. This player will receive special quests and rewards due to his divine class and higher priority. World mission announcement: the Church of Light wants any information regarding the son of Archangel Michael. They will give rewards of epic quality and thousands of gold coins in exchange for valuable info. World mission announcement: the Church of the Dark Ones want any information regarding the son of Archangel Michael. They will reward unique quests and locations of valuable items and loot. World mission announcement: whoever ends up helping the son of Archangel Michael will receive favor with the gods of light. The Dark Ones will hate you forever. You could end up being rewarded epic or unique pieces of gear. World mission announcement: whoever ends up hurting or killing the son of Archangel Michael will lose severe favor with the gods of light. They will be heavily rewarded by the Dark Ones. You could end up being rewarded better classes and have higher priority with the forces of darkness. The announcements went on repeat for 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is the exact same thing that happened to Blue Chaos when he received the divine class. The NPCs can hear their own versions of the announcements through their world's magic. The players will never know what they are saying, but it is confirmed. Amelia shakes her head in worry. This is all my fault. Now the whole world will be coming for you. She is trying so hard to hold back the tears and not quiver in hurt and fear. I play the role I am supposed to play and hug her like a good son would. It gives me a heavy heart doing this to someone. Even though she is an NPC, she still feels the way a human would. There is no way you could have known. It was an unexpected meeting, I guess it was fate if you think about it. She dries her tears and looks at the rest of the kids in the orphanage. This next part was also in the forums. She looks back at me with a hurt face and a heavy heart. You can't stay here, my son. I can't bear to lose these kids. They were my light in the darkness when I didn't have you. Please take my last name and wear it proud. I also want you to visit me when you can. These are all easy things I can do. The people of this world are not like the ones from mine in that they are a balanced people. I am not in a rush to start grinding levels right now. The combat zones aren't even open yet because the devs want the players to get familiar with the interface and towns. Tomorrow they will unlock the wilds for us to grind levels. I get the final system notice of this quest after I go through all the notifications. You have completed the hidden divine quest, the son of Archangel Michael. Congratulations on being the first player to get a divine class. Plus 100 to all stats. Will you change your name so that NPCs can see Slayer Zirn instead of Slayer? Y/N. I see no reason not to. My name to players will always be Slayer. I think yes, and my interface has a grayed out Zirn next to my green Slayer name. All these stat bonuses should put me way ahead of the current player base. Now is a good time to inspect my stats. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.2. EXP, 750/4000. Stats. Strength, 155. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Total mana 1550. The higher the focus, the higher the mana. Total health 1240, strength x4 plus endurance x4. Unused stat points was 5 and is now 10 from 2x multiplier provided by Son of Heaven perk. Iron Sword. Durability 89/100. Leather Armor. Durability 100/100. Skills, Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.10/100, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.10/100, active, /LVL.10/100, active. There is no point in using my skill points right now. I am on PAR with a level 10 elite monster as of this moment. I still have things I need to do here in Bluegrass today. They will open the wilds for us players tomorrow. I have everything I need for a strong foothold in this new world. I look over to Amelia as she looks out the window, sad that I have to go. I will visit at least once a month, maybe more, I promise. Now that I have so many people after me, this is the best I can offer. She nods her head and walks me to the end of her little road. If you want, I'll find a way to get you out of this place and live somewhere better. All you have to do is say so. She nods her head no, I am confused by this. She takes a deep breath as it is now time for me to leave. It is safer if I remain here, the less attention the better. I can easily provide for the kids. I live here because I was told to by your father. He always knew what the right choice was. I don't want to argue with her and I say my goodbye for now. I make my way to the inn that provides food and beds. You get buffs if you log out in a rented room. When I entered the inn, it was packed with NPCs and players alike, all having a good time and partying. I walk up to the counter and pay for a room and head there. I log off and it's already dark outside. I go to my laptop and open up the forums. It is no surprise that the top thread is talking about the world announcements. There are plenty of people asking different things. Most of them are guild representatives looking for the player. Good thing RNX Incorporated protect the identities of players. I should just relax until tomorrow and log on when the wilds open up. The wilds are the notorious beginner areas around beginner cities in Ancients World. The biggest impact that Ancients World will have in the next year is how much its in-game currency is worth in the really world. I know if I play my cards right, I can set my family up for life and save my parents. I lay down on my nice comfortable bed and drift off to sleep. Chapter 4, Chaos in Both Worlds. While Sarah sleeps until the next morning, there are many things happening in the real world and Ancients world. Many high-ranking officials are gathering to discuss any information in finding the son of Archangel Michael. The 3 greatest guild leaders are meeting in person to discuss how they should proceed. They all know Divine is the highest grade you can get in quality. If a player has this, then they will be an invaluable asset to their guild. The first to speak is the leader of the Steel Legion, Sir Ericsson. It is obvious that no one knows who this player is. I don't see the point of even discussing this at the moment. Sir Ericsson is an intelligent and shrewd man. He used that to get where he is in the world of guilds. The next to speak is the leader of Cloudless Sky, Dark Blade. You are playing a dangerous game, Eric. If we don't establish some ground rules, then one of us will have an unfair advantage. The balance of the great guilds must not be upset. Eric has always been a manipulator and he hates it when he is called out. He believes that people should only listen to him. The third leader in the room stays quiet as the 2 bicker. Once they are done talking, the leader of Willow Tree, Wilted Rose, speaks. We have these meetings in special circumstances. None of us have what is needed to find or lure this person in. I think working together will be more productive than playing against each other. Wilted Rose is the only female leader in the top 3 guilds. When she took command of her guild, they went from 19th to 3rd in a year, knocking Dead Zone out of their 3rd place spot. If anything can be said about Willow Tree is that no guild should take it one-on-one. Dark Blade lays down his seal of cooperation first. The next to follow is Wilted Rose. You know this is the best decision, Eric. The Ancients world is too big for a single guild to search for one player. If the Church of Light finds him before we do, then it will be impossible to find him. Everyone in the room knows how powerful the Church of Light is. They hold the highest political authority in Ancients world. They are in charge of crowning kings and queens. The Pope and Saintess are different powers in the Church. They hold equal power to the kingdom's rulers. Their seers are in charge of naming the most fit ruler every 8th son or daughter in line. They do this so one family doesn't rule a kingdom for too long. Soon Eric relents and lays down his seal of cooperation. The seals never leave the table till the task is completed or failed. As soon as he is revealed, this arrangement is over. I don't like this to begin with. We should all prepare for tomorrow when the wilds open. They end the meeting, leaving the table and exiting the room. Similar things are happening to guilds below the 4th place spot. A similar thing was happening in Ancients world. The highest powers in the church and governments arrange a meeting via magical projection. The first to speak was Pope Alexander Leopold VIII. This is an unprecedented event. The son of Archangel Michael has been revealed to the world. Never in our history has a child been born of half angel and half human blood. Being the son of the strongest and bravest angel as well as the greatest warrior in heaven is not something that will ever occur again. You all need to exercise caution. This young one is the grandson of the Almighty Father. As the Pope finishes speaking, the leaders of the 15 kingdoms listen intensely. This is an important meeting as it could play in the fate of one of their kingdoms. The most powerful warrior and magical user in the church is about to speak, Saintess Lucy. In time he will grow even more powerful than our world's greatest warriors. I was blessed by the gods of light at birth. Him on the other hand is of divine blood and is the direct son of Archangel Michael. He is by all means worthy of being called an angel if you meet him. If he is to be in your presence, treat him like your life depends on it. It is clear that the highest powers of heaven are watching him. The Saintess is an incredible fighter on account of her blessing from heaven at birth. These are great words of warning, and anyone who takes them lightly is a fool. The respective leaders of every kingdom on this continent are having to take this matter very seriously. The King of Highland, Gregory Francis VII, is contemplating a serious question. He wants to know what the seers have seen and if any useful information can be used in protecting his kingdom. He is very patriotic for his home and highly respects the Church of Light. Can we have any information that your seers have revealed? It could help us all in locating the son of Archangel Michael. Alexander and Lucy look at each other contemplating if they should reveal the little information they have. The Pope is ultimately in charge of seers and prophecy-related things in the Church, along with crowning kings and queens. The Saintess is in charge of fighting off evil and leading the armies against the forces of darkness. Alexander decides to reveal the only information they have. The seers are being blocked by heaven regarding anything about the son of Archangel Michael. All they were able to see was where he was when he awakened his power. The city of blue grass. That is all we know. Everyone visibly recoiled except for the king of Zenith, Harold Marcus II. The reason for this reaction was because of how greedy and arrogant this man is. There is no way that he will allow the Church to search his country for something that he believes is his. Harold Marcus remains calm in his magical projection. He gives a very subtle smile. I want the Church and all the kingdoms to know that you are banned from searching my country for the boy. He is ultimately my citizen, therefore he is mine. The kings and queens are unsurprised by this reaction. This is typical of Harold and his way of ruling. Saintess Lucy on the other hand is visibly shaking in rage and fury. I don't think you understand what is going on here, Harold. This is something you should leave to the Church. She has threat and underlined meaning throughout that entire sentence. Harold on the other hand is unfazed by her words. He stands up and his projection walks over in front of Lucy. You are not my ruler, I'll rule my kingdom how I see fit. I'll kill the boy if I wish. Those words were the last straw for Lucy as she released her power and drew her sword. She felt that she needed to at least hurt the projection since she can't reach Harold. After a few swings the projection is almost destroyed. Alexander stops her before she cuts his projection to pieces. He then looks at the flickering fat man as he wears a smug grin. Heaven will send its army upon you if you harm the young man. You can be sure that nobody will help you. The smug face of the fat King Harold goes to anger as he shuts off his projection. Don't do that again, Lucy. We are the Church, not the assassins of kings. Lucy just stays silent looking at the empty seat of Harold Marcus. Alexander turns his attention back to the rest of the meeting, but before they could continue talking the Pope got messages from heaven via his powers. The NPCs get notified of changes through the Church. The Church uses magic to announce it to the world as instructed to. The players receive a system announcement worldwide, and don't have to wait for the Church to spread the message. The announcement that the players got is very troubling for Harold Marcus. Worldwide announcement: King Harold Marcus II has angered Archangel Michael and the Almighty Father. If the Kingdom of Zenith is destroyed by followers of the light and players in their faction, there will be unique pieces of gear and high reputation bonuses. The one to kill King Harold Marcus will receive a legacy class upgrade. The announcement rang throughout the world for the players still on. They were all visibly excited for the opportunity that this presents. The Kingdom of Zenith won't be accessible till level 50. You have to travel to your country's capital city to get your Tier 1 class quest. The Pope looks at Saintess Lucy with a very worried expression. They know what type of ramification there are for angering even lower deities and gods. They have never heard of an archangel and the Almighty Father himself reacting this way. Gregory Francis is the first to ask what is happening. You have just received a message from heaven, didn't you? Gregory knew how important this young man is to a lot of people and to higher beings. He feels sorry for Harold, not because he is his friend. Gregory knew Harold Marcus II. They were good friends and he knows that the father would disown the son if he could after this event. The Pope looks at Gregory and nods his head. The Almighty Father and Archangel Michael are bringing divine punishment upon Harold. Soon he will learn the consequences of his arrogant words and threats. Lucy is visibly happy that this has occurred. The Church isn't allowed to wage war on humans, but now everyone will be interested in the fall of Harold Marcus. The Pope notified the Magical Announcement Department and they announced it immediately. It was safe to say that the people of Zenith City are shaken right now. Nobody liked the son who took his father's place. It was left in his will that Harold II take Harold II's place. The Church has to respect the wills of kings and queens. They can only crown new kings or queens after the 8th ruler. In the outside world the forums were blowing up. People and guilds were already coordinating attacks and strategies. They don't have much information to go on, but that isn't stopping them. Even the top 10 guilds are interested, but they know that is a long way down the road. It really sucks for people that didn't spawn in the country ruled by Harold Marcus. They will have to take care of their Tier 1 quest in their capital city before they can join in on an assault of Zenith. The night passed and morning soon came. Sarah got up and went to the bathroom to clean up. Just because he is going to be doing a lot of gaming doesn't mean hygiene takes a back seat. As he is brushing his teeth he can see his young and unstressed face in the mirror. He was a tall 6'2" and has jet black hair with hazel eye. This is before he aged 10 years from stress. As he finishes up in the bathroom he goes downstairs for breakfast. The wilds will open in an hour or so. He wants to spend time with whoever is in the house. Mom is in the kitchen and almost done making food. Dad has already left for work and the others aren't up yet. I guess that means I get to help Mom. I enter the kitchen and greet the woman who gave me life. Morning, Mom. Do you need any help? She turns to me with a smile and points to the cupboard she can't reach. I go over and open it. Get me the syrup. I'm glad you got your father's height and not mine. She says that as she chuckles. Dad is still a little taller than I am, but I know I am not done growing yet. I bring the syrup to her and place it down. I guess she is making pancakes this morning. Dad will be sad when he comes home from work today. Now it's time to have breakfast and then hop on Ancient's World. Chapter 5, Slaying Monsters and Getting Another Quest. Mom always makes the best food and nobody can discredit that in my eyes. Mom and I were the first ones to start eating. After the smell reached the rest of the house my sister and brother rushed out of their rooms and stared at the delicious food on the table. We all eat and talk about what we will be doing today. I am the only one that doesn't need to leave the house on a daily basis and I haven't been assigned any more work as of right now. I am the first to finish my food and I quickly run up to my room and hop on Ancient's World in my gaming pod. The system recognizes the genetic code in your body, so you don't have any risk of being hacked. The bright light comes through my eyes and I am in the inn I fell asleep in. I also have a healing buff for 6 hours, this is better than an EXP buff in my opinion. Every time you die in Ancient's World you lose a level. With this buff that's less likely to happen. I still haven't used my 2x EXP boost too. I walk out of my room and notice it is only a few minutes till the wilds open. The wilds that are around Blue City are huge, 3,000 square miles to be exact. The best thing are the dungeons once you reach level 5. I walk out of the city and wait at a remote location away from the rest of the players. If people see how powerful I am as a level 2 then I'll give myself away. This iron sword should last me until I reach level 5. If I do everything right I'll hit it first and I'll unlock a unique quest and dungeon. I know where the best farming spots are in Ancient's World, and I am going to the best one for beginners. Countdown till wilds open. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Midnight. Wilds are now open. The barrier falls and I take off to the high hills 10 miles out. Most players will be staying together while staying close to the cities, they don't realize that the further you go out the stronger the monsters. That also means more EXP. I soon run into my first monsters as a feral wolf pack is in my way. I would have avoided them if I didn't have all these stat bonuses, but I have them. So now I can test out how much damage I can do with my strength stat. Strength determines how much you can carry and how much raw damage you do. I have 155 strength, that adds 1550 raw damage to all my attacks. I don't even have to use skills to kill these grey marked mobs. I could solo dungeon bosses up to level 5 if I want to. The growth in enemies' strength is more rapid than the players. However, common and lower mobs don't use skills like players. Only named or uncommon and higher NPCs or mobs can use skills. I decide to just cut through them fast to get to the real grinding area. Feral Wolf LVL.3 300/300 HP. Minus 1550 HP. Plus 15 EXP. I continue this through the entire pack, getting rid of all of them. In the future, when I leveled up, Feral Wolves gave 30 EXP. So Blue Chaos reached the level he did, dealing with half EXP. It is a testament to his strength. I hope to meet him one day. He will be a different person though. Nothing drops except wolf pelts. They sell for 3 bronze coins apiece, which is nice. I finish off the pack of 12 and get 12 wolf pelts. This is a good start in my wallet if I say so myself. The economy in Ancients World works in a very lucrative way for the players. 100 bronze coins equals 1 silver coin, and 100 silver coins equals 1 gold coin. The hardest currency to earn are platinum coins. They don't work in the game's economy so well. You can't really put a price on them. If you have one, it is usually a sign of wealth and status, not to be used to buy anything. I travel for an hour until I reach the unique location, Plague Cave. I walk through the vine tunnel and enter the old and abandoned bandit hideout. The lore stated that the original owners of this place contracted a disease and they all perished. It was a long time ago and it served no purpose to the city, so they left it here undisturbed. You have discovered a unique location, Plague Cave. There are powerful enemies of the undead in this cave. Plus 200 reputation with Baron Jackson if you clear this location. Plus 5000 EXP. This will level you up. The man named Baron Jackson is in charge of the city Bluegrass. You have to bring proof of your deed to either the local church or the bounty boards. The bounty boards are a building in every city with bounties in them. There is also an adventurers guild, but those are only available in capital cities. These events don't give quest objectives because it is out in the world and you find them by chance. There are different reputation amounts for different people and factions. Some factions like the Church of Light have no cap on how much reputation you can earn. NPCs like Baron Jackson usually have a cap between 3000 and 5000. The higher ranked an NPC or faction is in Ancients World, the higher the cap for reputation. I enter deep into the cave and I can already see weak corpses walking around. All of them are grey names. The strongest in this location is an elite undead scholar. The exit on the other side of this cave is where the real leveling will happen. Rotten Walking Corpse LVL.4. 650/650. Minus 1550. Plus 20 EXP. I continue to do this to all the undead in the area. They only drop teeth and bones, which isn't worth anything. The undead scholar is protecting the exit to the area I want to be in. After carving through so many undead, I eventually reach the door. I accumulated 360 EXP in my journey to this door. The undead scholar only spawns when you touch the door. He is also a LVL.5 elite, so I should get a lot of EXP for being only LVL.2. I approach the door and touch it. The air gets way colder and it becomes heavier. Soon a wind pushes me from the door and I take a stance with my iron sword. I will have to use slash on this guy for sure. Slash can do 75% raw damage and cause a bleed if you hit a vital area. Undead Scholar LVL.5 Elite. 5000/5000 HP. The hard thing about this particular battle is elite undead have a regeneration ability in the dark. It is pretty powerful. I should use my slash skill a couple of times to take this guy down. I cast slash and do heavy damage. Undead Scholar LVL.5 Elite. 5000/5000 HP. Minus 2712.5. I hit him hard thanks to that 75% bonus from slash. The thing about undead is they don't bleed. He looks very mad. You filthy human. I will pay you back 100-fold for what you just did. He begins to cast a poison spell called Green Blood, so I will slowly die a painful death. The thing about this spell is that it's interruptible. One problem with mage players is common and uncommon spells can be interrupted. I don't waste any more time and strike again with my skill slash. A unique feature about Ancients World is that there is no stamina bar. You have to be able to feel and take care of it yourself. Undead Scholar LVL.5 Elite 2287.5/5000 HP minus 2712.5 plus 90 EXP plus 20/Skill Mastery. The undead scholar dies in an explosion of smoke as his bones fall to the ground. I get a system notification. I am disappointed that he didn't drop any loot till I read my alerts. You have cleared this unique location. Plus 200 reputation for Baron Jackson rewarded. Plus 5000 EXP for clearing this unique location. You have received the sword Dead's Bane from clearing this location by yourself. You have leveled up. I don't remember there being a sword from clearing this. The ones that did clear this place were in a party. There was a theory that taking on hard dungeons and locations by yourself grants unique rewards. I never checked if it was true or not, guess this is proof. I inspect my new sword. Dead's Bane REQ. LVL.10. Damage, 650. Quality, Rare. Durability, 250/250. Unique effect, twice as effective on undead. This will be helpful when I reach level 10. I can dual wield with the silver sword. These will make a great pair. Now I have access to the unique farming area and I have it all to myself. I'll probably end up level 5 by the end of my grinding here. Once I reach level 5 I can enter my first dungeon. Being the first one to reach level 5 you get a unique quest for a dungeon. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.3. EXP, 1880/5000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, plus 1 more. Stats. Strength, 155. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Mana, 1550. Health, 1240. Stat points, 20 unspent. Inventory. I already know what is in my inventory so I have no need to check. I won't be using that 2x EXP boost here. I want to save it for when I'll really need it. Having this area all to myself is nice. I walk into the area and I get a quest from the system. This was never in the forums, so that means the people who did it kept it a secret. Find the elemental that is eating the magic in this area and kill it. Plus 5000 EXP. Hidden reward. Do you wish to accept? Y/N. Now this is very interesting. Elementals are a subspecies of a demon in Ancient's world. They have weak physical stats, but make up for it in magic power. All demon species are ranked as bosses since they are rare and hard to find. This is going to go better than I thought it would. I think yes, and the quest shows up in my logs. Battle with an elemental. Quest quality, very rare. Plus 5000 EXP. Hidden reward. Chapter 6, The Elemental Nec'mul. This one actually has quest objectives and I got to say this is a great secret that was hidden from everyone. Very rare quests are the best quests to go for because Legacy and higher are very well hidden and are too hard to complete if it isn't hidden. Take my class quest for example, no ordinary player would do a junk quest for a poor woman in an orphanage. There are said to be billions of quests out here in Ancient's world. They will also be replaced with new ones that are unique just like the ones that came before it. The system is alerting me that I have gotten the attention of the enemies in the area. There are plenty of mobs to farm here. Undead and animals alike line my path. I think now is a good time to look at the objectives. Quest, Battle with an Elemental. Objective 1, Kill enemies and gather essence to use as a tracking method. Objective 2, Kill the elemental and free the magical oppression in the area. So now it's time to slay some mobs. Most are grey names and some are green. Green names are labeled as strong. It is the place between weak and elite, they give out good EXP too. After about an hour I collect 900 EXP and I get enough essences to track where this elemental is. I also used slash and brought it up to level 2 with another 90 EXP. It is getting better, every 10 levels a skill upgrades and the perks properties get better. I follow the magical light and I am led to an old broken down home. It looks to be 4, maybe 5 bedrooms. The forest is giving it a wonderful horror movie feel. It looks older than the cages in the cave I went through to get here. I approach the missing front door as I smell a putrid rotting odor. This is typical of demons or things of demonic origin in Ancient's world. You will die, human. I hear a distorted and deep voice. This is where he is staying, all right. I point my sword in front of me so I can react in time. The light from the sun is shining into the windows and lighting up the place. It is just shrouded in a dark aura that tries to snuff out the light. I suddenly get blitzed from behind. -375. I get hit and my health drops to 940. The damn thing snuck up on me. You aren't a normal human, that should have killed you. The deep evil voice rings throughout the house. I keep following the magic into the basement. Go any further and you will suffer more deaths than your mortal mind can comprehend. So this is where his little nest is. He comes down here to draw power from the surrounding woods and gets stronger. I continue to approach the basement door, but roots come out of the ground and cover it. I snort and start using my slash skill. It has a 3-second cooldown after 3 consecutive hits. You can't keep me out forever. I say into the empty house and all I get back is a deep growl. Pretty soon I get through and each step I take I feel the house shake in his silent rage. He tried to attack me from behind again, but I jumped the rest of the way downstairs as he disappears into the darkness. That is an annoying trait of demonic creatures. I see the grotesque thing in front of me now that he is gone. The house wasn't shaking from his rage. It was shaking from this giant black heart that is created out of rotten flesh and roots. It is in the middle of the room and is being supported from the bottom and top as it beats. So this is why you didn't want me down here. I was about to charge at the heart and cut it up until I was interrupted. The elemental had others' plans. He comes out of the darkness looking like a crossbreed between a tree and a mantis. He has the body of a mantis, but an exoskeleton of bark and branches. Your power will feed mine. After he said that he quickly launched an attack and I barely dodge it. I take this spare second to view his information. Elemental Nec'mul LVL 10 boss. 20,000/20,000 HP. That is a lot of health and I am already missing 375. This is speaking true towards a very rare quest. The purple name is a little intimidating if I am being honest. Now I know what I am dealing with here. I will have to use Protected by Heaven to endure this guy's crazy skills. I can see why you would need a party for this. He begins casting curse magic and I know that I would not survive these attacks. Demons are able to do magic without chanting, so I don't know what curse it is. I waste no more time and cast Protected by Light. I start hitting him with slash as well. You are immune to all damage for 10 minutes. -2712.5. -2712.5. I use this opportunity to unleash slash after slash on his body. His health falls fast as I am taking no damage. If I didn't have this class I would be a pile of flesh from these curses. What are you? He is taking damage too fast and he has nowhere to run. To him I was just a regular human. -2712.5. Necrul is enraged. Health will regenerate 200 points every second. -2712.5. -2712.5. Almost all his health is gone and now he enrages. I use this opportunity to use Heaven's Light. I have used 1200 mana to active these two skills and now my next attacks should be enough to finish him off. The 75% from slash and the 250% to 350% from Heaven's Light stack on top of each other. minus 6587.5. Minus 6587.5. Plus 1400 EXP. You have leveled up. Plus 180 mastery for slash. Plus 25 mastery for heaven's light. Plus 25 mastery for protected by heaven. After I land the second strike, Nec'mul falls to the ground dead. I pick up his avatar's heart as proof for the bounty boards or Baron Jackson. I turn my attention to the heart as it beats in a panic. The room is shaking quite hard, and now I can kill the true form of Nec'mul. I use my last slash on the heart. Minus 6587.5. The beating black fleshy and root heart explodes. It doesn't drop any gear, but it does drop a magic core. I read the description and now I understand why I had to gather essences. This is the magical core of the elemental Nec'mul. Destroy the core to free the forest and the souls trapped within. Do you wish to destroy the magic core? Y/N. I instantly think yes, and the core shatters. I feel an oppressive force lift itself from the special farming area. I then get another system notice. You have completed the quest, Battle with an Elemental. 5000 EXP rewarded. You have leveled up. Hidden reward boosted from soloing the boss. 1 guild token, 1 land token. Due to your class you can't use the guild token, you can sell it to nobles or other players. Due to your class you have limited uses for land token, you can sell it to nobles or use it to purchase a property of medium size in any capital city. You can also use this token to invest or make a store and make money from it. If people find out you are the son of Archangel Michael, then everyone will be kicked out from your neighborhood and it will be declared holy grounds. This will cause a severe decrease in reputation with the citizens of the kingdom from losing their homes. Blue Chaos wasn't lying about not being able to join a guild. It seems I can buy a property and live there, but I risk getting discovered and having a huge penalty. Investing or making my own store sounds great in long-term finance. This guild token will cause all the current major guilds to risk war for it. No one has built a guild hall or come close to good enough relations with a city or town to try and find out how to make one. This guild token is worth millions right now. I could take it to the auction house when it is put into the game in a week. The auction house lets you use money from our world or gold in this world to buy from other players. You have to use gold if you want to buy from NPCs in this world. I need to see where my stats stand. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.5. EXP, 6060/7000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, plus 1 more. Stats. Strength, 155. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Mana, 400/1550. Health, 940/1240. Stat points, 40 unspent. Inventory. Skills. Do you wish for the world to know that you slayed an elemental? Y/N. This is really convenient. I heard that this happened to players sometimes. I do not wish to draw unnecessary attention to myself. I already have the world looking for me. I am the needle in the haystack right now. I don't want to just jump out into someone's hands. I think no, and the system accepts it. The system decides to speak again, this time with a reward. For being the first player to kill a demon and do it solo, you will receive a new perk. Slayer of Evil, passive. Description: you will have a plus 35 boost to all your stats when facing a creature of hell or a member of the Church of the Dark Ones. This will help with the dungeons in the second expansion pack in a year and a half from now. Players won't have the chance to join the Church of the Dark Ones until level 75. I can see why they kept this quest hidden. This perk will become very valuable in the future. Chapter 7, Hitting the Levels Hard and my first dungeon. I still have plenty of time and energy to spend. The gray and green mobs will be easy to take care of thanks to my stats. I think until I reach level 10 I won't even have to use a skill on them. I will get decreased EXP now that I am the same level as them. I will have to kill a lot of the beasts and animals in the special zone. Now is the perfect time to do so. I leave the house and look around the immediate area and there are no more monsters. I did kill a lot to get the essences. I head to the next clearing about a mile deep and I come across plenty of mobs and monsters. I read a system notification that I ignored earlier. You are the first player to reach level 5. You will get a unique quest to clear a dungeon. Do you wish to accept? Y/N. I immediately think yes and I bring up the new quest so I can see what the objectives are. The original person who did this didn't leave any instructions behind, not even the name or location of the dungeon. Clear the dungeon, Devil's Willow. Objective 1, go to the dungeon location. Objective 2, find and kill the dungeon boss. Plus 10,000 EXP. Complete set of dungeon gear. Looking at these rewards, the one that excites me the most is the set of dungeon gear. I know what comes after this. This also happened when the first player reached level 5. It's too bad I can't deny it permission to announce this. Worldwide announcement, the son of Archangel Michael is the first one to reach level 5. He will receive a unique dungeon quest and rewards. The announcement rings out and I don't really know how most people will react to this. In a couple days they will all learn better leveling strategies and the gap will close fast. It really is a priority for me to be the highest level so I can keep getting rewards and missions to make up for the half leveling speed. The dungeon Devil's Willow is in the dead part of the dark forest. The lore stated that the forest once belonged to the fairies. The fairies were peaceful creatures with incredible healing magic. When the Dark Ones waged the first war, they attacked the fairies in an attempt to destroy the Church of Light's healing division. An archdemon by the name Mammon cursed the willow tree that gave birth to the fairies. Soon the curse spread into the kingdom of the fairies and they all perished from the curse. The war was thousands of years ago, and the war between light and dark was stopped by the Almighty Father. He casted the Dark Ones into the underworld and locked them away. He took his sons and people into the overworld or heaven, and the empty space where the war was fought was renamed Gaia. Gaia is the true name of Ancient's world. Players will learn this in about 2 years. This dungeon is very important to the lore of the war and the fairies' kingdom. I wonder why I received this specific dungeon. There was a feature in the game that quests may be based on your class and current stat power. The system is giving me something that is tailored to my class and me. I know where the dungeon is and it's about 7 miles southeast. I will end up closer to the city, but not by much. It took me 4 hours to reach this place, which was 10 miles and some change. So it's going to be 1 or 2 in the afternoon in the real world. That means I have plenty of time to get to the dungeon and clear it. My health and mana are fully recharged now. I head to the dark forest southeast of my location and I come across a barrier. It is blocking my entrance to the dark forest and the dead part of it. After I touch the barrier, I get scanned with magic by the wall. The barrier shakes for a little bit and opens a little hole for me. I walk through it and it closes behind me. I look around the dark forest and I feel the dangerous and powerful monsters in my way to the dungeon's entrance. All of them are elites and strong enemies. This is a great opportunity to level up my skill. Protected by Heaven still has 7 hours till cooldown is lifted, which is risky. My Heaven's Light is ready for action though. I spend about an hour fighting my way through monsters and demons. I don't get any player level EXP for some strange reason. My Slayer of Evil perk is working wonderfully right now. My skill went up to level 5 and it's halfway to 6. I finally make it to the giant willow tree and I can see the entrance to the dungeon. I walk up to it and put my hand on the barrier, keeping things out. You are about to enter a dungeon alone. Do you wish to continue? Y/N. I think yes, since I came all this way anyways. Dungeons work differently in Ancient's world than other games. They have different mechanics considering the lore about the location. Sometimes a dungeon may not have any monsters and others may be packed with them. I then get a weird alert from the system. Your angelic blood and power is angering the demon guardian in this dungeon. He will not let you leave alive. Subquest: lift the curse of the dead willow tree. Description: use your angelic powers to revive the willow tree. So this is why I was given this quest. It wants me to lift the curse and free the kingdom of the fairies. What worries me is the demon guardian. They are 2 ranks lower than a greater demon, and they have incredible fighting capabilities. They don't use offensive magic like elementals do, they are like warriors or knights. I don't sense any enemies nearby, all I can sense is the hatred and fury of the demon guardian. I follow the path since this is the only one I have, and I eventually reach a room that has a giant wooden stalactite coming from the top of the room. The lore stated that this is the chamber where fairies would be born. When I enter, I feel the incredible energy of the demon guardian. I hear heavy footsteps come out a room in the back, that must have been the nursery for the newly born fairies. He must have stayed there to feed off the corrupted energy from the curse afflicting the newborns. He looks at me with his goat eyes and he looks like a true demon. His feet are hooves and his body is covered in fur. Demon Guardian Krll.5 Dungeon Boss 50,000/50,000 HP. Talk about powerful, dungeon bosses are much stronger than bosses you find in quests and in the wild. This is an actual demon and not a subspecies like the elemental. He has a higher life rating than every player playing right now. I am the only one that has a higher life rating than him. A little angel has stepped foot in my master's trophy. He sounds demonic and evil, not a sense of good in this creature. You will make a great meal after my master corrupts your body. Demons use corruption on light-aligned creatures and devour them for more power. I draw my iron sword and I can't help worrying about its durability. It should last this fight, but it is low. Instead of speaking, I engage him in combat and he is already attacking with strong skills. I dodge them well, but I haven't got an opening to use any of my abilities yet. He pulls back and has a stamina debuff. Looks like he wore himself out trying to hit me. It won't last long, so I should do damage while I can. With the plus 35 increase to strength, my damage is now 1900. Combine that with slash, I get 3325 damage every swing. Minus 3325. Minus 3325. Minus 3325. I knock out almost a fifth of his health in one slash combo. His debuff will be ending soon and he will be able to dodge and parry soon. Minus 3325. Minus 3325. Minus 3325. Demon Guardian Krll.5 Dungeon Boss 30,050/50,000 HP. I hit him hard with my slash attacks and he is not looking happy about it. He leaves his debuff state and attacks me. I have 1240 health with the adjusted ratings from strength and endurance. He almost catches me with his downwards strike, but I dodged it. He uses his momentum to headbutt me. Minus 600. You are stunned for 3 seconds. I fly against the wooden wall and make an indent. There is a lot of space between us, so my stun lock lifts before his slow body reaches me. He is very large, at almost 9 feet tall, so he isn't as fast as I am. They say speed kills for a reason. Now that I have some distance and I can move again, I cast Heaven's Light for the 250% to 350% damage buff. Put the minimal 250% onto the 3325 I get when using slash. I can do at least 8312.5 damage. This time I am going for vital areas and hitting for 100% criticals. Minus 8312.5. Minus 8312.5. You have caused bleeding damage. Target will lose 100 health every second unless stopped. Minus 14,962.5 critical. Plus 2000 EXP. Plus 400/mastery. Plus 75 Heaven's Light Mastery. You have leveled up. Heaven's Light has leveled up. Has leveled up. The last strike I hit was 350% boosted by a 100% critical. I watch him fall to the ground dead, bleeding from all the open wounds. He knocked out a lot of health with a single headbutt. I have 640 health left after this fight. I'm also level 6 now with that last little bit of 2000 EXP. I check my new stat board. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.6. EXP, 1060/8000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, hidden, plus 1 more. Stats. Strength, 155. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Mana, 400/1550. Health, 1240/1240. Stat points, 40 unspent. Inventory. Skills. I am going to be leveling up a lot now. I didn't think this would be so good. I continue to read the system notifications. You have killed the dungeon boss WIS. 10,000 EXP rewarded. Hardened sap of the willow tree armor set rewarded. You have leveled up. This is an incredible loot bonus. Hardened sap with fairy imbued magic to increase armor rating is incredible. The armor in Ancient's world comes in 5 pieces. Head, wrists, chest, legs and feet. This armor has the weight of light armor but the values of medium armor. This armor will level with you till level 25. Hardened sap helmet, plus 40 armor rating. Hardened sap chest piece, plus 120 armor rating. Hardened sap wrist gauntlets, plus 40 armor rating. Hardened sap leggings, plus 80 armor rating. Hardened sap boots, plus 40 armor rating. Total armor value, 320. This is way better than the measly 25 armor that LVL.1 leather armor provides. You can also hide your armor in Ancient's world. I use the looks of complete leather armor and paste it on the sap armor. Now I won't stick out. Now it's time for the headache. Worldwide announcement, the son of Archangel Michael has cleared the dungeon Devil's Willow. The announcement rang throughout the world and guilds were trying to find the location of Devil's Willow because that is where Sarah is. They don't have access to it because they aren't level 5 yet and nobody has gone this deep into the wilds. I look at the dead body of the demon guardian and notice a skill book and a black stone. I take the skill book and I can see that is a useful skill called parry. This will help me in all future fights with mobs of my size or smaller, so I absorb it. I pick up the black stone and I get a notification from the system. Parry has been learned. Description: you can block 3 blade skills in a row without taking any damage. You have picked up the subquest item. Purifying this cursed drop of the fairy's tear will lift the curse. You need a holy priest to cleanse this. You can bypass this process by using your divine power. Do you wish to purify the drop of fairy's tear? Y/N. I think yes, and a golden light shines within my body and transfers into it. It goes from black to white gold. You have purified the drop of fairy's tear. Take this to the altar under the heart of the willow tree. The altar must be the table under the long wooden stalactite. That means that wooden stalactite is the heart of the willow tree. I walk over and place it on the altar and it begins to glow. I get another system prompt that will complete this quest. The willow tree wishes to use your angelic powers to revive itself. Do you want to lend it your power? Y/N. I immediately think yes, and my power is quickly drained and I am overcome with exhaustion as I sit down so I don't pass out. You are fatigued for using a lot of your power. Movement and speed debuff for 12 hours. Subquest completed. Plus 20,000 reputation with the new fairies kingdom. The fairies will go to war for you if you ask them. The fairies will help hide your identity if people come asking. The Holy Willow Tree wants to give you a reward. Do you accept? Y/N. I think yes, and a new perk is added to my perk list. Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive. Description: you have saved the Holy Willow Tree and the Kingdom of the Fairies. 150% permanent healing rate boost. This is a powerful perk, might be my favorite one now. This never happened in the future, and by reading this the fairies will be returning to Ancient's world. I don't get any EXP rewards since it gave a huge reputation bonus and a new perk. I have never seen such a big reputation boost before. Now another system announcement happens. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael has revived the Holy Willow Tree in the Fairies' Kingdom. Fairies will be returning to this world for the first time in 3,000 years. Players will be able to do quests and build a relationship with the fairies' new kingdom once they reach level 75. Worldwide announcement: the Dungeon Devil's Willow has been permanently removed from the world. World mission announcement: the Church of Light wants any information regarding the son of Archangel Michael. They have increased their rewards. World mission announcement: the Church of the Dark Ones want any information regarding the son of Archangel Michael. They have increased their rewards. The announcements repeat for a 1 minute and 30 seconds. This will cause even more people to search for me. Unknown to Sarah is that the forums are being blown up by the biggest guilds giving cash rewards for valuable information. Sarah doesn't know that he has become the single most important mission to the players of Ancient's world. Thinking about it, I should try my hardest to stay hidden. The first post-launch press conference will be next week. There will probably be tons of questions about the revival of the fairies and my involvement with them. I think now is a good time to check my stats. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.7. EXP, 3060/9000. Title: The Son of Archangel Michael, hidden, +1 more. Stats: Strength, 155. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Mana, 1550/1550. Health, 1240/1240. Stat points, 50 unspent. Armor rating, 320. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.20/200, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.125/100, active, /LVL.6150/600, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL.10/100, active. I know what is in my inventory. I actually leveled up twice from this and my slash skill is doing really well. I can't really see how anyone is more than level 4 right now. The best guilds and team leaders are probably close. This has turned out to be a fantastic start to my journey. Chapter 8, Talking to Baron Jackson. I have some time left before I usually get off. I still have proof of the elemental in my inventory to show for a reward back in blue grass. I am pretty far away and I have a debuff for giving a lot of power to the Holy Willow Tree to help it come back to life. It will take at least 3 hours before I'll get back. Might as well start now, it will be easy to kill the monsters I run into on the way back. I am still much stronger than them. I only have to get a significant strike on them and they will die. You can't just graze them or touch them, you have to put force in. The sun is still high in Ancient's world and I can't find anything that would signify that this is a fake world. Everything looks and feels real. If there wasn't an interface you would think you lived somewhere else. When I kill weak mobs, I get a low amount of EXP in return, even more so now that I am higher than the rest of them. I will probably get a quest from Baron Jackson, but I am tempted to go to another area that spawns stronger enemies for my level, just like the area on the other side of Plague Cave. After 3.5 hours I make it back to blue grass and I feel like I have just ran 15 miles straight without walking. Talk about a debuff. I even used my new parry skill and got 80 EXP for it. The perk Inheritor of the Sword works well with all these active skills. I got another 150 EXP for my slash skill, bringing it halfway to level 7. I am tempted to just log off and come back on tomorrow after my debuff is gone, but I am already in the city and I see no point in waiting to talk to Baron Jackson. I walk up to the lord of the city's mansion and I am stopped by the guards. They don't have any names, but they are powerful. Knight of Bluegrass LVL.80 Tier 1. 1,200,000/1,200,000 HP. The NPCs in this world are much higher levels than the players, but only specific NPCs can enter dungeons to clear them. That is what the lore said anyway, it gives purpose to the players. The NPCs see the players as gifts and some of them think us cursed. They have their own opinions of us, but they don't voice them often. One reason why they weren't bothered when we appeared is because we are weak. We hold no threat to them in their eyes, and they are right. The guard looks me up and down as he turns to his partner at the gate. What business do you have with the Baron, citizen? They are doing their jobs just like a person would. Instead of talking, I pull the heart of the elemental out of my inventory and show it to them. Now I get why you are here. Johnson. Open the gate. The Baron has a visitor. The man yells to his fellow guard on the other side of the gate. The gate opens and the guard tilts his head for me to continue inside. I walk down the path and I am greeted by some butlers and maids at the front door. They all lower their heads in a slight customary bow. Please come inside. If what Chris said is true, then the Baron does want to see what you have. I nod in response and continue into the house. I am led by the head butler Charles. Head butler Charles LVL.75 Tier 1. 1,012,000/1,012,000 HP. Charles is powerful for a servant, he is also a magic user by the looks of things. We approach a big door and it opens on its own upon approach. Looking at the beautiful room, you can tell that Baron Jackson has good taste. What catches my eye is the big window that has a view of the lawn and the surrounding mountains and forests. The Baron comes into the office from a side door and looks at me with amusement. He's probably having a hard time believing a 19-year-old beat an elemental. So I heard from my guards that you have slain an elemental. May I see its heart? He walks to his desk as he speaks and sits down. I give a slight bow just like the butler did for me in a show of good faith. Finally, one that can show some respect. It is common at this point in the game that the players piss off NPCs. I have no intention of doing that. I pull the heart of the elemental's avatar out and put it on the little table prepared for it. The Baron waves his hand and the heart flies off the table into his hand. I take this time to inspect him. Baron Jackson LVL.150 Tier 3. 2,005,000/2,005,000 HP. This guy is the strongest person in the city and you can feel it. When players begin to reach level 20 we will be able to view more information on NPCs, but at this point information is being blocked by their power, we just don't know it. He intently inspects the heart and rubs his clean-shaven face. How did you manage to kill this elemental? By the looks of it, it was very old. He turns his head to me expecting an answer. I can feel the energy drain right now, so I am a little sluggish. I was exploring the hills north of the entrance of the city and I came across an old-looking cave. There were lots of undead, but I took care of them. On the other side of the cave in a forested area I found an old home. I don't know what happened to the original owners, but the elemental had set up a nest in the basement. I finish saying slowly, trying to ward off the need for sleep. The Baron looks seriously at his butler Charles and then chuckles to himself. He gets up and approaches me and puts his hand on my shoulder. I can see that you are tired, young man. You are welcome to sleep here for the night. My subordinates and I have much to discuss. I nod and he takes that as a yes. Butler Charles takes me to a guest room and leaves me to my own time. I lay on the soft bed and exit out of the game as my player character stays in bed. I open my gaming pod and the sun is setting out of my window. I made pretty good time now that I think about it. My body doesn't feel tired, but my mind sure does. I think now would be a good time to check the forums with my laptop downstairs with my family. I bring my laptop downstairs and sit on the couch looking at the various threads. Most were about the fairy kingdom and me. Others were talking about the rewards that the Church of Light is willing to give. I have done a great job keeping myself hidden and not getting caught. I continue to read threads until dinner as now we are all ready to eat. In Ancient's world, Baron Jackson was speaking to his oldest friend Charles. I guess that means their souls are now free. These new people can enter places we can't. I wonder what my grandfather would think about all this. The home that Sarah cleared was actually the home of the Jackson family. Baron Jackson is not the only one in a seat of power. His grandfather is the treasurer of state in Zenith. There has been chaos since Harold Marcus II became king. It is even worse now that he has angered the Almighty Father himself and is going to receive divine punishment. There may be a point in the future that war will be coming to Zenith on account of Harold Marcus. The NPCs hear different versions of the announcements, but they also know that there are incredible rewards. NPCs are capable of taking quests and completing them. In the future an NPC actually gets a legendary class. This divine punishment is as tempting to them as it is for the players. Charles walks over to the window and looks up at the beautiful starry sky. Do you think he is the one that the church is looking for? Charles is a very intelligent man and knows that this particular new person that has come with the others is different. Baron Jackson walks up next to his shorter butler and looks at the stars as well. I believe he is, but we can't do anything about it because the king has banned the church from searching this country for him. They both understand that Harold is crazy enough to go to war for something that he thinks is his. The butler adjusts his monocle and pulls out his pocket watch. You are not wrong, my lord. Perhaps not doing anything with this information is best. Our country is not capable of fighting the church. As well as Harold, who brings us to war. Charles says the last part of that sentence in a sigh. They both know that they have met the son of Archangel Michael. They will not notify the church or their king because war will surely follow. The church will do everything in its power to bring in the son of Michael and the grandson of the Almighty Father. To them he is a treasure that must be protected and guarded. Well, my old friend, when he leaves tomorrow we will never speak of this to anyone except each other. They both stay quiet in agreement and prepare for the meetings scheduled tomorrow. Chapter 9, The Emergency Meeting. As Sarah is spending time with his family and going to sleep, the Church of Light is having a meeting on how to proceed with what happened today. The only one not to show during the projections is Harold Marcus II. The Pope is the first to speak, opening up the meeting. The return of the fairies is an incredible thing. Once our city establishes communications and trade with them, we can ask them the identity of Archangel Michael's son. The fact a new kingdom is coming to this continent also raises concerns, and the new kingdom is returning in the Forest of Sweet Leaves. The Pope also raises questions that all the attendees must know. We don't know why the Holy Willow Tree decided to move so far from Blue Grass City with its returning people. All we can say is that it has, and it is now located in the Forest of Sweet Leaves. After this is said, the Queen of Salamander Kingdom is shocked. Her name is Fiona Heartfire the Eye. She was a newly crowned queen of a new family after the last king passed from old age. She gets up from her throne and her projection walks into the center of the room to speak. I did not know of this. I'll send envoys of peace. I'll get any information I can and I'll tell everyone the next time we have a scheduled meeting in a week. She finishes speaking and returns back to her throne. Now there are more things to discuss and the Pope must put everyone on notice. We are all informed on the present situation involving Harold Marcus II. I must tell everyone that the Church cannot and will not wage war on fellow humans. Once he finishes saying that, the tenseness in the room increased for the next thing he is about to say. However, we will not stop other kingdoms from invading Zenith. The divine punishment will not be brought to Harold through the church, but we will not stop the divine punishment provided by someone else." As soon as those words left his mouth, whispers began to break out. The Saintess Lucy cleared her throat now that she has something to address. The Pope gives her the stage. "We are not allowed to go into the country ruled by Harold, but we know that the son of Archangel Michael is in the city of Blue Grass. It is the only place close enough to rest after such a hard-fought battle according to the gods." A man stands up and wants to voice his thoughts. This man is Joshua Quark's son III, he rules Beaker City. This place is renowned for its science and faith. I am just going to say what everyone is thinking. Why do we have to listen to Harold? He is obviously not fit to be king. In mind and morals, if we continue to let this madness drag out, millions of innocent people will die. Everyone nods their heads in agreement except for Lucy and Alexander. They understand what the meaning behind those words are. The church cannot sponsor such a thing. The Pope speaks in response to Joshua's words. "What you say is absolutely true, Joshua, but when his kingdom falls it cannot be on the hands of the church. Their citizens are terrified right now, their only ally at this point is the church. We are on the side of the people who can't control the outcome of this coming conflict. We need to be who we are so they have a place to come when they lose everything." Everyone nods at the wise words of Alexander. He has always been one to do the right thing for the people who believe in the church and the gods of light. Everyone in the room knows that Harold has war on his doorstep now. Today was a meeting discussing the fairies' kingdom and Harold. They have an answer for one. Now that all the kingdoms have gotten the approval of the church, they will begin to make moves. Some will do nothing, others will join forces and assault Zenith. The NPCs can complete the same quests players can. The thing about NPCs is they have access to Zenith right now. The Pope has one more thing to address in this emergency meeting before everyone prepares for their personal goals in this conflict. The fact that Archangel Michael and the Almighty Father have personally brought this on to Harold, I must stress they will be watching your actions. There may come a point of moral compromise. Please be good rulers and only target the King of Zenith. His people are innocent. One last thing before this meeting is over, Archangel Michael's son will take the church's priority over any of you. If the church has to choose between one of you and the son, we will choose the son. Everyone gives understanding nods and all the projections turn off. Alexander turns to Lucy and pinches the bridge of his nose. So much is happening so fast. It may be impossible to find the son of Archangel Michael. I have faith in his strength and character, his deeds in the old fairy kingdom speak true of that. I worry that he is drawing more than just our attention now. Lucy and Alexander take a seat to relieve the stress and have some tea. As Lucy is sipping from her teacup, there is a serious face in the reflection of the liquid. "I am not a politician like you, Alex, but I do know that war is coming to Zenith and its country. We can use this as an opportunity to place spies in Blue Grass and surrounding areas to find him. I know you said we wouldn't get involved, but this is too important to remain neutral." Alexander gives a solemn face as he understands Lucy completely. He sets his teacup down and thinks really hard, weighing the pros and cons. He finally comes to a decision that is not something the church does. "No more than 5 spies, Lucy, more than that and we will be found out. I'll leave it to you since it's your idea." Lucy smiles and gets up to start right away. Now all who's left in the giant room is the Pope. He takes a deep breath and walks over to the window and looks out into the holy city. This is going to go down into history as the darkest day for Zenith. I pray that mercy be shown on Zenith's people. They are innocent in all this. All of a sudden he gets a message from heaven and he is thoroughly shocked. He never imagined that Harold was this crazy. Worldwide announcement: the King of Zenith has declared war on the 3 surrounding kingdoms, Highland, White Rock, and Borealis. This has caused a continent-wide event. Players will be able to participate once they reach level 50 and complete their Tier 1 class quests. Warning: this event could end before anyone gets to participate. You better hurry and level up. The player forums blew up sky high. Most were outraged by the level requirement. This was something that the players wanted rewards for, and now the NPCs were taking it. Everyone was speculating on what caused this, but nobody knows the inner workings of the government in Ancient's world. The one who caused all this is sleeping soundly in his bed, getting plenty of rest for tomorrow's goals. He has plans for quests in Bluegrass, and he has every intention of staying ahead of everyone else. Now the meetings in the real world is happening between guilds and corporations. They are exchanging information on how to level up better and make use of your skills. The night passes and Sarah rises as he wakes at the sound of his alarm. It's breakfast right now and he is hungry from all the hours he put in yesterday. Mom made fruit parfaits for everyone. Dad missed out again since he has to go to work. I quickly eat my breakfast and say my thanks to Mom before hopping into my gaming pod. I load in and I wake up in the soft comfy bed that I was allowed to borrow for the night. I open the bedroom door and notice mates doing work here and there. It seems you are awake. Would you like to join the Baron for some tea this morning? Charles appears behind me and gives me a good scare. I don't show it, but he got me good. I nod to him and I am led to a lovely patio in the nice warm morning. Our guest is here. Come join us. I see Baron Jackson with other high-ranking nobles in Bluegrass. It seems that they are discussing business right now. This is actually a perfect opportunity to talk about an item I have. Chapter 10, A Smart Choice. Shout out to FANMY1 and T Crew. Thanks for the power stones so early in the story. Looking at these men you can tell that they know the inner workings of the economy. I know my fair share, but I never had a land token in the past. After drinking some tea with them I take this opportunity to ask them about the land token. May I ask you all something? They take a pause and look at each other. Baron Jackson is the highest ranking official here, so they are waiting for his response. He sets his tea down and interlocks his fingers and sits them on his lap. I'm sure then we can help you with whatever you need, Slayer Zirn. I am glad that they can see some of my stats. My title is still hidden, which is good. I open my inventory and place the land token on the table. Everyone is drooling at the sight of it. I guess the value is more than I thought it was, at least to the NPCs. Baron Jackson is the first to pick it up and inspect it. This is an authentic land token, all right. What do you plan to do with it? So he is testing how much I know about this item. They may want to try and get it at a lower price than it's actually worth. I look at all the expecting faces and I can tell that they are all interested in the item. I know that I can purchase a home or open a store with it. I was hoping that one of you might be interested in the opportunity to open a store with me. I can tell that they are all wealthy men and are nobles. This could be something that forever helps me in the future, and if I can get an NPC to take care of the hard work and I could make constant income from it. It will make my future so much easier here than it was. They exchange looks between each other and I can tell not a single one is going to make this easy on me. Some of us are interested, but I don't see a reason to shove all the work onto one of us. These guys are smart, but I am not interested in negotiation and politics right now. I give a knowing nod now that I have my answer. I understand, it will probably be better for me to sell this off to another person like me or just build a home. I don't have the time to run a shop. When I said those words their expressions changed. They thought they would turn the negotiation in their favor. Instead it's gone now. One of the more wealthy and older ones speak up at this decision I have made. Now wait a minute, young man. I am interested in your token. How about I take care of everything and I'll give you 25% of all profits from the store. When he said those words, fury entered the eyes of the other people here. Owning a shop is really beneficial for anyone and nobles hate losing an opportunity like this. I am not against the deal, but I do want to have more stake than that. If you bring it up to 40%, the token is yours. You could also do whatever you want with the business. The man gives a smile. I may have asked for little more than what he was planning to give up. I'm not going to be running the business, so I have no reason to ask for more. The man gets up and I follow suit and we shake hands. You got yourself a deal, young man. It is the first time I will make passive income in Ancient's world. I get a system prompt as the noble picks up the token. You have just opened a shop. The NPC Vernus Nicholas will be running the shop in your stead. You will receive 40 gold a week starting next week. Now that I see this, I can't help but be stunned from the number I'll be making. Just who is this guy? I inspect him and I can see why I'll be making so much gold. Vernus Nicholas LVL.100 Tier 2. 1,400,000/1,400,000 HP. I can't view the detailed information yet because I am not strong enough. He doesn't seem to be any type of warrior or magician. So all that leaves is a merchant. Merchant NCPs don't usually have such high levels. I guess that means he is not your commonplace merchant NPC. The others around the table are not looking happy in the slightest. One even voices his opinion and he is around the same age as Vernus. That was a real underhanded move, Vernus. Next time this happens it won't be so easy for you. There seems to be familiarity between the two. Vernus laughs in response to the man's words. They are on very friendly terms it seems. Baron Jackson is the next to speak and I didn't expect what he says next. If you are looking for a quest, I have one that I need done now. I never heard of the Baron giving a quest to a player in the future. This may be another class or priority mechanic. The other nobles leave now that everyone got their fill of fun for the day and now it is just Baron Jackson and I. I am always interested in a quest. He nods and laughs joyously. He gets up and indicates for me to follow. We enter a room full of maps and old documents. He approaches the table and hands me a piece of paper. I get a system prompt once it's in my hand. Quest, the old ones. Description, help Baron Jackson secure a magical artifact for the rebellion against Harold. Objective 1, head to the ancient ruins of the Dryads. Objective 2, retrieve the horn of the forest. Quality, legacy. Rewards, hidden. Do you wish to accept the quest? Y/N. I can't believe I get to see a legacy quest with my own eyes. This is 2 levels lower than a divine quest. I honestly don't know if this is a smart choice to do this or not. I may be strong, but quests don't define what level you should be. For all I know I could face level 100 tier 2 monsters and bosses. However, this is the beginner area. Nobody can leave the starter areas till level 10. There are 3,000 square miles to explore. I know a lot about the game, but I don't know everything. The ancient ruins of the Dryads was never in the future. That only leaves the fact that it's a hidden location. The Baron is waiting for my answer. With everything that I have it would be a waste not to try and complete it. I'll have to get a newer sword today before I leave. That means I get to sell those 12 wolf pelts. So Slayer Zirn, are you interested in this quests? I nod to him at the same time I think yes to accept the quest. He turns his head to the giant map behind him and points to a specific location. I look at it and it's almost a 150 miles into the forest-covered mountain. He sees the grim look on my face and chuckles. Don't worry, we wouldn't make you walk there on a quest this important. We will lend you a griffin to travel there. It would take weeks by walking, but with a griffin you can make it there in about 15 hours. I breathe a sigh of relief. Mounts aren't implemented into the game yet, so I know I won't be keeping the mount. Players will be able to purchase mounts once they reach level 120. You could also capture mounts in the wild, but that is incredibly difficult. I'm grateful for your generosity, Baron Jackson. After I said that, the system announced throughout the world. Worldwide announcement: the gods shine favor on the NPC that has helped the son of Archangel Michael in his quest. The announcement rings for 1 minute and 30 seconds like it always does. The NPCs hear a different version. Soon Baron lifts his head after he received the news by magic from the church like they always do. So I was right. You are the son of Archangel Michael. I stood out too much and now my cover is blown. This damn announcement doesn't help. He looks at my worried face and sighs. Don't worry, Slayer Zirn, I'll keep your secret to the grave. If you wanted to be known you would have revealed yourself. I still feel worried, but he has been a trustworthy person so far. I should give him a chance. I just let it go since he is the only person that knows at the moment. If people do find out, I'll know who to blame. I'll leave today once I get my supplies ready. I know where the sables are and the Baron issues a note for the sable to lend me a griffin. I leave the property and make my way to the blacksmith. I give the wolf pelts as credit to him and he gives me a steel sword that is much better than my iron sword. Well-crafted steel sword REQ. LVL.5. Damage, 400. Durability, 500/500. Quality, common. This will do great until I reach level 10. Once I reach level 10 I can start using my other swords I have in my inventory. The silver sword I have will be better against monsters than this will be. This has twice as much durability than the silver sword though. Dead's Bane and the silver sword will make a great combination. This is just a placeholder for now. Now that I am done with the blacksmith I make my way to the stable and show them the paper with the seal. I get a griffin and I inspect it. Tamed griffin LVL.45. 35,000/35,000 HP. Warning, this type of mount can't help you fight. This is your typical mount in Ancients world. Special mounts can help you fight and grow stronger with you. Now that I have everything and nobody is watching I take off with the map that the Baron gave me. Now I have big task ahead of me. Unknown to Sarah this quest is another butterfly effect with his presence. Blue Chaos became the son of Archangel Michael 2 years into the game, by that time Harold Marcus II was already dead. This is causing new quests and events to happen. Things his knowledge of the future will not help with.